What is up, you guys? Koki here again, and indeed, it is time for the most important part of 3.16 Scourge that we're all been waiting for. The passive masteries have been finally released by GGG. Now, we don't have the skill tree yet, but we do have on PoE. I'll put the link down below. The list of all the masteries, depending on what it is, like elemental, evasion, sword, axe, yada yada yada. And we'll go over through them and see kind of how you can use them in certain builds and how some of them are just straight up OP. Right? I won't say OP, but just really good. Just please don't nerf this shit later on. They're very exciting, you know. On top of that, guys, I do stream on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And of course, the league start, I'll be there Friday. Gonna be a little bit late because life, it is what it is. I'm not a full-time streamer, but I will be there, and you expect me to blow through everything pretty fucking quickly. I have also a bunch of league starters coming up, and a lot of them got buffed because of these changes. Things like conversion to fire, brands don't need the cluster jewel anymore. You can just get the brand mastery to get the, you know, it changes every 0.3 seconds when it activates. Things that are kind of mandatory for a brand build are now in mastery, so it's going to be a very big deal. So without further ado, let's go into this really freaking quickly. So here's a list of all of them. Let me just zoom in real quick so you guys can see very easily. So the first one's Elemental Master. We have Exposure inflicts minus 18 is good because Explosions have been nerfed recently, so Wave and things like that. Wave of Conviction, and what was the other one? Frostbomb only apply minus 15, so it's kind of neat. Reflected damage taken. I think this, and now with the Anointment, I think I got, not the Anointment, the Pantheon was buffed, I believe. You can probably just get 100% already just off of this. This is great for fighting at Zeri and things like that. Damage extra is really good. Increased effect of non-damaging elements is really good for Secrets of Suffering, Brittle. You get extra crit chance, things like that, or in general, if you want extra chill and freeze and things like that. Really good. All res, can't complain, and then leeches, energy shield. This is probably not going to be as needed since I'm pretty sure Master of Fire and things like that are still there, which have leech in general. But hey, if you're like some sort of hybrid build, especially now with the energy sword build, this is kind of neat. I don't think you need it since it reduces your ES anyway, but yeah, there. Sword Mastery, melee strike range sword, good for strike builds. Impale is hard to get now, and usually they look for it in weapons, especially like Paradotica. So it's kind of be neat. You know, chance to get a frenzy charge when you hit a unique enemy. Holy shit, I just realized I just fucking busted. When you hit, I thought it was when you freaking kill. Oh my, so now we have basically free frenzies for swords. Okay, good. Offhand accuracy is equal to main accuracy. Is really good if it's kind of convoluted, but your two swords, if one has base accuracy, you know, like the weapon itself on the top, it says like increased accuracy rating or something like that, and it's local, not global, you might have a weapon where like your main hat will have like 100% chance to hit, but the other might have like 97, 98. It's kind of even it out. It's kind of neat. It's not going to be used as often, but it's kind of cool. 120% crit and 20 crit multi. I guess for people who have a shit ton of crit multi, though, I'm pretty sure we can get enough crit without this anyway. But for those that have a crap ton of crit multi, that'd be a good option. And reduce chance, enemy chance to block sword attacks. I think this is only going to be good for hologram masters or PvP, whoever out there does that. Axe is actually insane. Enemies usually just short on kill, so porcupines, you don't have to worry about them. They just pop instantly. No corpse explosion either. Great. Bleeding damage, good. Onslaught effect, so now you get, what is that? 20% instead of being 30, it's like 28% increased movement speed and attack speed instead of just 20. Good. Damage and blood stance. When sand stench is a better version, I guess. 10% more damage if it's an element against enemies that are in low life. There's more damage. I probably wouldn't pick that up because it's only low life, but whatever. Axes, and this is good. You get rage now. This is actually a very rare mod on cluster jewels, but the cluster jewel version was every 0.3 seconds. This was one every second. Either way, still definitely worth picking up for Claire, in my opinion. Staff, you know, recover stuff, energy shield, and life on block, and things like that's cool. Defenses, more block. This one's not that great in my opinion. Crit multi, and then the Holy Might are probably the best ones here. The rest of it is just block shit if you're into that type of shit. But they just seem kind of meh, you know. Especially stun stuff. Not into stun. Maybe Quinn will probably like it. Mace's actually insane. All damage chills. Great. AoE. Crush is really good for Impale. So if you go Impale, this gives you basically just, they take more fizz damage. It reduces their basic fizz mitigation. Tend to double damage if the attack time is longer than 1 second. It's only going to be good for slams and things like that. But it's cool. Really good for slams. But I think we have Intimidating Cry anyway. So this is kind of weird. Now that I think about it. Not sure about that one. And stuns have Culling Strike. Again, for Quinn. Who cares? I'm not into stuns. For all you minion boys out there, we have Overwhelm for Impale minions. Penetrate for, you know, conversion minions out there. A lot of you guys do that. Chance to get a Holy Might. That's great. Crit chance and accuracy are going to be great. And effective offerings. These are all solid, honestly. I'm not even a minion person I know are great. Shield Mastery. The ability is great. It makes them deal 10% less damage. Good for defense. 1% chance to block attack damage per 5% chance to block on an equipped shield. Most shields are usually like 25%, so this is probably going to be like 5 to 6% extra block chance. Neat, not that bad. Intimidate is probably the best one. Avoidance is another good one. And these are going to be great too, depending on basically how much armor you stack. Probably going to be good for like shield throw and things like that. But I think these two are the best ones, and this one as well. It's going to be good for surrender, because surrender has counterattack in it. For bleeding, this is great. You don't need a bleed flask, but you do need corrupting blood immunity. I don't think this applies to corrupting blood. Keep that in mind. Damage of bleeding inflicted on poisoned enemies. Good. We're not using that ring that does poison and bleed anymore these days, so this is kind of weird. Very niche. But yeah, bleed duration is great. And crit chance against bleeding enemies. This is good for Deadeye getting that bleed multi, I guess. And bleeding for endurance charges. I mean, if you have, what, like 7 endurance charges, 20% multi? Pretty good. I can see a lot of people using this, especially in hardcore. Impale. 100% increased mana reservation efficiency. I believe this is now like half of it. So you have 100%, it reduces its reservation by half. So the Dread Banner only costs like 5% reservation. Pretty good. Overwhelm is great. Call of Steel. A bunch of steel stuff. So steel's going to be great. Basically, effective Impale is amazing, but not impaled enemies. So probably better for slams. But either way, it's still pretty good. But I probably wouldn't pick that one up. I would probably do the call use speed. If the jewel still exists, probably not. If it doesn't, yes. But I think these two are the best ones. As for totem, action speed cannot be modified below base values, so they can be chilled and things like that. It's great. Summon 2 summons instead of 1. This is only going to be good if you're stacking a shit ton of totems, kind of like the deck stacking or strike stacking bow Iron Commander. What is it? Taunt enemies is great for defense, and then crit chance and totem placement range is probably the two that I like the most. It's good for defense right here. Critical Mastery. These are interesting. This good for brittle. This is just straight up damage. This one's just weird as shit because it's a support gem. I'm not really sure how much this will give you. Let's just look it up. Honestly, increase critical strikes because I'm actually curious. Probably gonna be good for the crit multi one. Oh yeah, you go for what, 117? Say level 20 gem. 117 to 126. That's like what, fucking 9 crit. Like this is just garbage. But then the crit damage one should be pretty good. Critical damage. This one should go from 103 to 108. 5 crit multi? It can't be that bad, bro. I don't know. This one's kind of weird to me. There's probably some of the crit support gems, kind of like Night Blade out there that I'm probably not thinking about. It might be better for those. This is good for defense, and then this is just weird. I don't know. I'm not a fan of full life things like this, but it can be good for some niche builds out there. Mana Masteries is great. 5 mana per second. It's going to be amazing for builds that don't have a lot of, just mana regeneration rate. Let's say non-arcade builds. This is great for that one node in the tree. I'm pretty sure it still exists, so now you can get back to 30% of your mana recovered when you use the guard skill. Arcane Cloak. Boys out there, rejoice, thank God. Reduce mana cost of skills. Great for all of us. Damage taken as mana. It's a lot of Archmage shit, basically. This is really good, too. And then 50% reduction of clarity. I guess. I think if you're Archmage, you don't really give a shit about this, but it's just more damage or whatever. I'm not sure if I'll pick this one. Life Mastery. Maximum life, but you get reduced life recovery rate. I don't think that's worth it. At 10% is probably for an average build around 200 to 300 life, depending on how much flat life you have. If you're using comms, probably a bit more, but like 200, 300 life, but you get reduced life recovery rate. If you have a bunch, probably worth taking. If you don't, probably not. But the flask did get buffed to double the recovery rate, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. We gotta test it. Flat life, amazing. Life cost of skills, life recovery of flask when used on low life is great for oh shit scenarios, and then vitality. Each of them have a, like determination, mana reservation efficiency. All of them have one, as you can see. Armor, this one's kind of meh. This is defense shit. 100% chance to defend with 200% of armor. This was great for jugs and shit, but yeah. I think the best one here is for the niche ones. Reflect phys damage equal to 500% of physical damage prevented when hit. That sounds like an interesting build option, like a Crown of the Thorns or something like that. This one's whatever. 1 armor per 1 ES on helmet, so basically you get 1 for 1. So basically an ES helmet's not an armor helmet. And increase the reduction to armor, also applied energy recharge rate. This is great for hybrid builds and things like that. The rest of it's kind of meh. Reduce effective curse is good for the spell totems. But again, you have to take an armor node in order to get this. Is kind of whatever, right? War Banner, same thing. Half chance to impale, great. Reduce effect damage taken, great. Overwhelm, great. Physical damage, that skill cost life. That's great. like Zingonate, things like that. Reap, I'll take it. Also Corrupting Fever maybe as well. Skills that leave, which is going to be good for skill. This is interesting. Skills that leave lingering blades, basically Blade Blast, Blade, Blade Fall. Ethereal Knives. That's pretty much it, because Blade Vortex doesn't really count. They can have 10 maximum lingering blades, and they can have a chance to do 2 instead of 1. This is really good for Blade Fall, Blade Blast, in my opinion. This is where I love this one. Fire Exposure is an extra fire res, good. 2% of life, good. Conversion. This means, I don't know if they're leaving that one conversion on the tree. Let me just get it real quick. That's why I'm saying Rage Vortex is going to get buffed as for like just fire build in general. This is now Avatar of the Fire. And this is 40% conversion. That means I can get 40% conversion here, another 40% conversion from the Mastery, and then Avatar of the Fire? Or what's happening with these 2 nodes? I don't know, but that's a lot of conversion right next to each other. You can get 100% just off this one little wheel, if it works like that. Either way, if it doesn't, you can get 90% conversion just from Avatar of the Fire in this thing. Fantastic. And the gloves. So now you don't need Zov's Blood anymore. Zov's Blood's kind of going to go to shit. So my only expensive item, my Rage Vortex build, was Zov's Blood. And now you don't even need it because it's right there. Covers an enemy's ash. Also, another reason why you don't need Zov's Blood. And I usually use Infernal Cry anyway. And then this one's kind of interesting. As a chieftain, you probably have a lot of fire res. This is good. Increased fire damage per 20 strength. Strength stackers out there rejoice, I guess. Here's the reservation ones. Damage for each aura herald skill affecting you. This is going to be great for all you aura stackers out there. Or just aura bots. I don't know how viable you are these days now with the upcoming changes, but I'll let you guys figure that out. Mana reservation efficiency and life reservation efficiency. Great. Love you. And then probably the one that I would give a shit about is auras have increased effects. Yeah. Now here's the brand one. This is grid. 10% of brand mana recovery when they expire. Fantastic. AoE. Also good. But this is the good one. This used to belong to a jewel, and now we don't need to pick it up anymore. So I don't know what they're going to replace the cluster jewel with. I think it was Holy Conquest. And now we have it here. And it's exactly the same. 0.3. So Wintertide brand and all these other brands, Armageddon, Penance brand, we can get it right off the start, and it'll just feel good without having to need a jewel on like level 40, level 50 to feel good, you know? Amazing. Brand recall, I think it's only really good for Penance brand, but I'm not a fan of using brand recall, to be honest, because you scale a lot of a cast speed anyway as a brand build, so I just soft cast. Brand attachment range and cast additional brands. Well, you can cast 2 additional brands. You can cast 2. I'm assuming that means you can have 2 more active on the floor, not to cast 2 at the same time. It's whatever. But obviously this one and the recover mana probably is pretty good for Archmage shit. But yeah, this one's insane. This one's right here. 100% increased total recovery per second from life, mana, or energy leech. Excuse me? I usually just get like 1 point in fucking leech, but this one node makes you want to get that one notable. 30% damage is great, and then all these ones are really good too. But the best by far is this shit. Basically what this means is like your maximum recovery is based off your HP. So the more HP you have, or the more mana you have, or the more ES based on what a leech you're doing, basically dictates how much you're gonna leech, right? So this one is gonna speed up the recovery of that leech, but this one's gonna make it higher. So let's say like, for just example's sake, let's say you have 5,000 HP, your maximum leech recovery from leech is probably like 1,500 per second, or 1,200 per second, or something like that. This will increase that. It might be go down to up to like 1,600 or 700, something like that. But this will increase the speed at which it recovers, which is basically the more important one in my honest opinion. So this is basically the Pantheon for Arakali in a fucking thing 100% of the time. That's insane. I'll take that. The Warcry one is another reason why I think Rage Vortex is absolutely busted. The reason why Rage Vortex now is going to be so good for Elite starting is, one, we don't need to use the Red Blade banner to level up or just to use it. And it's so easy to do. We don't need it, and it's super cheap once we do get it to get our power creep, or just to get the max amount of damage. But the reason why we don't need it is because now we have Avatar of the Fire for my version. It's fire version right next to it, so we don't need Zov's Blood, so no uniques are required anymore. And on top of this, Warcries have a minimum of 10 power. If you get the Warcry node from Berserker, this means that even without the shield, if you Warcry next to a boss, you're gonna get like 40-50 power, which is decent amount of damage anyway early on to do a lot of damage for bossing. Until you start scaling a bunch of max armor rage and things like that, and you need the shield. On top of that, the main issue is really clearing, because as Rage Vortex kind of has bad clear, because you have to be near an enemy to then get the power, to then go back and then use your Rage Vortex. This means that I don't have to get near him. I can just, Warcry whenever I want. I get a minimum power, and it's probably enough to clear anyway. This is fucking fantastic. I love this. And the cluster jewel probably is going to be changed. But basically, you get the can exert travel skills, which is on the tree. Remove an element, amazing for poison and remove anything. Recover life. This actually works with the Maven beams. If you get hit by Maven, I believe, I guess you can just watch the video that I made with Rage Vortex. If you work right, you still recover the life, even though the beam's on you. I guess it's never considered regen. Damage required recently. Debilitate for, damage reduction. Oh, this is so good. The thing is, like, debilitate was on a tree. This was on the tree. This was also on the tree. And this is also on the tree. So I don't know what they're going to do with those nodes unless they just straight up remove them. I don't know. But I love all of it. It's amazing. You stat stackers out there, rejoice. Extra dexterity and things like that. Damage per 5 lowest. And then increase attributes. Probably everybody's going to pick this one. Block. This one's kind of shit. I wouldn't do it. This one's good. This one's good. And 2% maximum is kind of like, meh. Whatever. Attack mastery, melee strike range, good for strike skills. This is interesting. This is going to be good for, it's just the same thing as strike range. I don't know why they didn't just do it a different thing. It's just more of this. It's just 30% further. I don't understand. Whatever. Stand skills recovery rate is going to be good for Flesh and Stone. Probably Flesh and Stone because that one's probably more expensive. It's going to be more expensive. It's 25. But in Sand's only 10%. Reservation is not that big of a deal. Melee damage is close range. Cyclone boys out there. Strength stacking. And then maybe Ruthless might be used more often now because it gives you Intimidate, but who knows. Dueling great. This is going to be good for one of my League stars going to be Lancing Steel. It's going to be a dueling build. I have a 20% chance to get elusive when I block, and the build does have a lot of block. You get 50% chance to block if you're not blocked recently. Also amazing. You get blind and chain. Also amazing. With offhand hits. Damage of 2 different weapons. We're probably going to be both using swords, so we're not going to take that one. And 1% offhand critical strike chance while dueling. This is going to be great for Savior. The Savior has shit crit. So I think the best ones here is this one, the elusive, and then these 2 down here. And then also this one right here. Now this one's insane. Fortify. Everybody gets fortified now. You get fortified, he gets fortified, but all you range boys out there, you get fucked. Melee hits give you fortify. If you know, fortify now has like a maximum fortification of 20, and it's based off like how much damage the hit did, kind of like chill and things like that. And the bigger the fortification, the bigger the reduction in damage. I believe is like 3% reduced reduction. You can check the patch notes to be specific because I don't know the numbers. I haven't memorized things yet until I try them out. But basically, you always have fortify with this, or you basically get the fortification. So you still have to worry about how much damage you're doing in order to get fortification, but you're always gonna have the chance, not the chance. You're always gonna have some sort of fortification when you hit now, and it reduces by 3. But guess what? You can just get +3 back. So whatever, I guess. Reduce damage taken when you have at least 20 fortification. 20. I mean, when it says at least 20, maybe it's not 20. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass and there's a lot more. I don't remember, but it's a maximum. But that's basically it is. You get, for the maximum, I think some sort of reduced damage per the hit. I gotta readjust my memory of the passive skill tree. But either way, enemies inflict elements on you instead of linked targets. I don't really give a shit about this. I'm not a multiplayer type of person, nor am an Orbot type of guy. But this is kind of neat. Exposure, reduce damage, increase damage per linked target. It'd be insane if you have a party of 6, it's like 100% increased damage. And yeah, inflict the elements on you instead of linked targets. So if you're element immune, your linked allies are also element immune. Pretty good. Minions, link skills can target minions. Good luck with that, because if they die, you die. Have fun. Minions leech is good. Good, honestly. +8 to all maximum resistance is going to be great for just defenses, things like that. Minions have reduced life recovery rate, and they have increased maximum life. I'm not sure about this one, to be honest. I'm not a minion boy, so you guys can figure this one out. Minions recover 5% of life on minion death. This is going to be good for exploding skeletons and zombies, I would say. I know that one. But yeah, interesting. I think the leech one's probably the best one. 2-hand mastery, really good as well. Triple damage, a little bit. A 40% increased damage against rare enemies is really good. And then attacks with this weapon deal 60% increased damage if hits and elements, but 10% reduced attack speed. This is actually double damage for slams, because slams, the less attack speed, the more damage they do. So it's going to be really good for slams. If I'm playing slams, I'm taking this one. And probably this one. Double damage, 2% chance. Neat, I guess. Curses. Mana reservation efficiency of curses, so blasphemy is cheaper. They're hindered. I think non-curse enemies you inflict non-aura curses are blinded. They get blind on top of it. It's kind of meh. 20% chance for hexes you cast, which contain doom, to be applied with maximum doom. This is going to be great for Hex Blast. I think I definitely will pick that one if it was Hex Blast. But yeah, this is alright. I think it's just basically Hindered, Reservation, and then the Hex Blast one. This was fucking fantastic, but I don't know if I would ever pick a wheel from this. That's the question. Corrupting Blood cannot be inflicted on you, so you need the jewel. You cannot be maimed, cannot be hindered, cannot be impaled. You know, effective curses reduced on you. All res, chaos res. These are all great. Probably Corrupting Blood being the best thing for Cyrus. I don't know. People probably pick it up from the jewel, since getting a bunch of points just for this shit might not be worth it. Unless you're stacking element immunity, then maybe yes. I'll probably do element immunity, then grab this. It's gonna be probably popular on raiders. Now, Energy Shield Mastery. Light Raid is based on ES instead. Amazing. Cannot be stunned if Energy Shield Recharge has been started recently. Get Wicked Ward and you're basically freeze immune. Fucking amazing. Stun Threshold. This one I'm not really too sold on because, like, if you have 9,000 fucking ES, that's the stun threshold level 4,500 character. And I've played many 4,000 fucking 5,000 character with that much life, and they get stunned shit all over the place. So better than getting stunned always, but yeah, I think it's still good, but I'll probably still take Brian King anyway over this. Recharge Maxim, yes. This one's amazing for mana stackers out there, especially the one that I like, the high offer, the one that I constantly make, and then Realism is cheaper. Now, we're almost done, boys. The one one's fucking insane. Accuracy is great too. Precision, reduce reservation. Dexterity, accuracy bonus instead grants 3 accuracy per dexterity. If you have 2,000 dexterity, that is literally 6,000 accuracy. That's fucking insane as a jug. This is going to be abused. Have fun. Yeah. Accuracy rating, whatever, and then 30% accuracy if you kill the reason. Just these two. Just this one. Fucking hell, dude. Jesus. Okay. 1 accuracy. You boys stack all the attack speed if you want. 1 mastery is going to be insane. You have a 10% chance to get a power charge on crit. You a nerve, which is going to be good for spell slinging because that makes it take more spell damage. Additional projectile, so barrage, have fun. This was a note on the tree. I don't know why they removed it. I mean, moved it here. Fuck if I know. Leech. You don't even need leech anywhere. And then intelligence added to accuracy again. So more stat stacking buffs that never get nerfed. Have fun. Yeah, this is just fucking insane. Damage over time. If you killed recently, it's kind of whatever. Duration of elements is good, and skill effect duration is probably the best one. Less damage taken for damage over time. Less, not reduced. Great. I would definitely take this one and this one. Effective cruelty is kind of whatever. I guess good for bleed. But yeah, these two are good. I like that one. This is the one that's fucking insane. 1% chaos damage over multiplier per 4 chaos res. If you have like, you have negative 60, and then you gotta go, let's say you got a positive 60 or positive 40. That's 100% chaos res. 100 divided by 4 is like 25%, so this gives you 25% chaos damage multiplier. Tate is only good if you have a lot of chaos res, which I'm assuming a lot of hardcore characters do. This one's great. Plus 1 level of all chaos skill gems, but you lose life when you use a chaos skill. Here's a trick. If you trigger a chaos skill, it's not considered using it. I tested this out with like a guard skill. It doesn't work. Using like the flask and kindle flask, it props when you use a guard skill. If you trigger the guard skill, it doesn't work. So basically, if you spell sling or trigger a chaos skill like cast on crit, you get a free +1. Absolutely amazing. Really good. You know, some chaos res, and then the conversion is fantastic because this is basically non-existent, and it's the first time you can probably get in the tree ever. So good, unless you're playing like Pathfinder. So if you're Pathfinder plus this and probably like the other one, I think you can actually get 100% conversion. I think you need that bow. I forget the bow's name. The one that gives you like a crap ton of poison damage. I think 300%, 600%, but you only have a 20% chance to apply it. It's really good. It's like the only source of that once they nerfed it out of Elder weapons. But yeah, this is fantastic. Highly recommend. Last ones. Recover 10% of life when you use a life flask on low life. Probably not necessary. These are probably going to be the ones used the most. Increase effect and be good. Class finders. And then remove a random element. That's pretty much that. Lightning Mastery conversion fucking finally, dude. About time. I don't know why. Lightning strikes deal none. With non-crit is lucky. This is amazing because lightning damage is a very high range from like, let's say 3 to like a gajillion. That'd be 3 to 1,000. So that means your damage can be shit like 30 or it can be like 900. But this makes it more likely to hit the higher ranks. This is really good also for Ignite. And the reason that's going to be good is because non-projectile chaining lightning skills chain +1. So Arc and Wild Strike, I think is it. The chain is not a projectile. I think it's just that. Wild Strike and Arc. There's probably another one, but I can't think of it right now. Absolutely amazing. Get an extra chain for free. Fucking good. Crit for free. Extra shock for free. Lightning damage. So EO, lightning damage is going to be great. And then increases the reductions to max mana. Also apply to shock effect. Wow. So Archmage boys are definitely... I would definitely take this if you're Archmage, because that's easy shocks right there, honestly. At 30% of its value. So if you have like 300... So let's say 200% mana. 30% of its value would be 20. It's like 60% increased shock effect is good. The final repeat of spells have increased area effects. That's good for Frostbomb. Really good. Spells cost you to gain mana equal to their cost every 5th time you cast them. Spells cost you to gain mana equal to their cost. Good for Archmage, I guess. Cannot be chilled or frozen when casting a spell. Holy shit, that's insane. I didn't even read that one. Spells against intensity have +1 intensity. What the fuck? Wait, what? This is going to stack with the tree? The tree doesn't have it anymore? What's up? That's good. Increase spell damage per intelligence. I guess if you're in stacking or some shit. What the fuck? This is insane. I'll probably pick this. And if you're a fucking Archmage, pick this. Wow. And Frostbomb even more AoE because I needed it. Sure. Charge. Also insane. If you're discharge, 3% damage per endurance, frenzy, and power charge. Let's say with the standard 20, it's like 60% increased damage. And then all these cannot be chilled with maximum frenzies. It's gonna be good for it's gonna be great for Raider, probably. So I don't think Jug cares about this one, and power charges. I don't think Assassins are gonna give a fuck about this, but Raiders will probably take this one. I would at least. Especially with Branking, you get this, and Branking, you're immune to chill and freeze. Pretty good. Duration, skill less skill effect duration is gonna be amazing for Earthquake. Gonna be amazing for Frostbomb. Things like that. More skill effect duration going to be amazing for anything that likes that. Obviously, poison, bleed, things like that, right? Everything else is kind of meh. Now, this gain 5% of evasion rate is extra armor. Good for hybrid, but not going to be as often. And then, I don't know, these are kind of shit to me. I'm probably the only one's this, but no one's going to pick that up. Cold Mastery is going to be good. Conversion, obviously. 20% chance to get a frenzy charge when you shatter an enemy. Not good for a single target. The other one's a lot better, the sword one. Cold Exposure applies an extra 5 effect. Pretty good. And then this one's interesting. Enemies become chilled as they unfreeze. I think if you're doing enough damage to freeze the majority of the things in the game, you're already probably doing max action speed anyway. You're not going to be freezing any bosses, so I don't think this is good. But you can probably fight me for that one. I don't know. I'd probably take this one and Cold Exposure. And then if you like Frenzies for clear and you don't want to use Blood Rage, then get this shit, basically. Evasion cannot be stunned if you haven't hit been recently. This is going to be great for evasion characters, movement speed, a chance to be avoid bleeding, impaled, all that stuff is gonna be good. And yeah, movement speed. And all you fucks are gonna get that shit. Moving on. Mine Mastery. I'm not a mine player, but it is popular because it's fucking good. It does a stupid amount of damage, so free 10% damage taken. Obviously, if you're in mine. Wait, reduce damage dealt. Wow. Damage taken and reduce damage dealt. This is good damage and defense. Yeah, I'd probably take both of these. Wow. Some skitter bots, mine's cannot be damaged. You're definitely taking this 100%, so you don't have to do it from the wheel. And regenerate 2.5% of life per second if you detonated mine recently. Does that stack? Because you're going to detonate a shit ton of mines, because it doesn't say recently. Oh my god, dude. This one? And these two? Oh, you're going to need a lot of these, dude. Wow. For sure, they cannot be damaged is mandatory. Just letting you know. Cooldown recovery for Blink Arrow. Arrows gain crit chance to travel further, so it's going to be good for Far Shot with Deadeye. Barrage Archer duration. Also good for Toxic Rain. Movement speed while phasing. No, phasing on kill. That's good. Oh, that's good for Delve. We're going to do that one. And damage while you're wielding a bow and have a totem. That's just fucking weird. Iron Commander boys, I guess. Rejoice. This is good. Blind duration. Blind effect is now accuracy and reduced chance to hit. And then probably the best one's probably these two. Cannot be blinded and crit chance against blinded enemies. Can be great. Movement speed if he's casted a mark. No one's going to do that shit. Enemies near markers are blinded. Near your marked enemy. So your marked enemy is not blind. Fuck that. This is shit. Best one effective marks because extra crit, extra projectile damage taken is the best one by far. And the rest of them garbage. This one's great. You get Calling Strike. You get 8% more damage if you have 5 poisons. So it's good for that. Maximum physical damage, attack damage. So the top end of your physical damage is going to be higher if you're using a dagger. And elusive with Nightblade gives you 40 crit multi. I'm not sure if that beats like critical strike damage, but if it does, you're probably going to be using that. And yeah. Trap Mastery. 5% chance to throw up to 4 additional traps. Inconsistent, but probably still pretty good. More Skitterbot shit. Dude, there's double the Skitterbot. I just realized that. Where's the other one? Mine, you get 100%. Oh, cooldown recovery. What the fuck? What do you mean they have cooldown recovery? I don't understand this one. That was just an aura that they place. They probably do something and I don't know what they do. Alright. So I guess that one passed over my head. I don't play traps enough. 5 additional traps placed at a time. People are definitely gonna take that one. Trap trigger effect. Awesome. Recover 30 life when you trap a trigger by an enemy. That's actually really good. I would probably take that. If you have like 20 traps, that's like 600 life regenerated back to you. Yes. So for sure, this one, and probably this one. You want almost all of these, dude. I think the bottom forge is amazing. Spell suppression, debilitate, prevent 2% suppressed spell damage. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Critical strike chance increased by suppressed spell damage. If you have 100%, it's 100% crit, but it kind of meh. I don't know how common it is, but I guess maximum is 100% crit chance. Unless you're overstacking it for some fucking reason. Probably not worth. Reduce extra damage from suppressed critical strikes. Really good, but it's only crits. That doesn't happen often. You'd rather not get crit. And 10% chance to press spell damage. Your boots, helmet, and gloves have evasion. I guess free 10% spell suppression. But by far, I think this one and the crit chance are one of the best. But you could probably take this one as well. Poison. We're almost done, boys. It'll be a long one. Poisons you inflict on non-poison enemies deal 300% damage. Amazing. That's a cluster jewel. 20% faster. Oh, free. Okay. 20% damage multiplier for poison you inflict on bleeding enemies. If you do both, I guess. Is not very common though, and I don't think Assassin has that, right? Assassin used to have bleed. Recover. Poisons. Yeah, no. I remember as a day that I used to have bleed, but not anymore. Poison duration also really good. Recover 3% life on poison enemy. I guess fuck Cinder Swallow. You just use that shit. Ooh, Plague Bearer, maximum plague value. Amazing for clear. But for sure you're taking these two. Oh, not this one. This one. And poison duration is going to be good for damage. These two are probably your best damage sources. The rest of them are just like kind of niche. And then just for clear. Evasion. 100 shield per 8 evasion on boots. Math, please. 250 evasion, let's say. Just out of curiosity. 31 NES. Fuck that shit. Yeah, no. I'm probably get 400, but what is that, like 60 evasion? I guess good if you're doing energy shield, the build. The lightsaber build, but whatever. 30% of chaos damage does not bypass energy shield. Nani? Why only 30%? That's so weird. I guess it's kind of good for some builds. If there's more sources of it, but whatever. I guess. Increased energy shield recovery rate if you haven't been hit recently, and then evasions, whatever. I think this is only good for like energy shield, the lightsaber build. Claw Mastery. Leech. You get blinds. Basically the claw wheel. Life gain on hit, mana gain on hit. Oh, I love you. This is mana gain on hit right here. Beautiful. Chance to get free to charge and power charge on kill. Enemies poison, but you cannot do critical strike chance. Oh, cannot do critical strikes. That is insane. I would 100% take that. Like, you probably don't think this is a big deal until you realize that when you run a crit map, you always die. If you're playing poison with claws, I would 100% take this. And then have 40% increased effective elusive. Interesting. But you have to be using Nightblade. Okay. This I'll take. Mana gain on hit I'll take. And then the leech I'll take. Thank you very much. Blind I can get easily. Projectile Mastery, and here we're done. Projectile speed more? Wow, less. This is gonna be good for some builds like Ball Lightning. Knock back enemies if you get critical strike with multiple... no. Projectile damage? No one wants that shit. I guess good for Iron Commander. Damage. Projectiles deal 20% increased damage every time they chained. Each time they pierced. I think the pierce one's better, but like... Nah, this is pretty shit. Not gonna lie. I think this is the only good one. For like... What is that stupid spider skill? That's it. Pretty much it. Yeah, but with that, boys, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. There's a lot of them. I didn't want to make this build that long, but I really want to cover like the uses of these masteries. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll leave the link down below for you guys to watch it. And if you guys want, subscribe and like the video. If you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, helps me out with the algorithm. Thank you very much. And until then, until the league starts, and I'll give you all the build guides when I get the damn skill tree, so I can give you guys an actually accurate numbers through PoE as to what they are. And with that, I'll let you guys out. Peace out.